Live from WSLS, this is 10 News, Virginia Today at 7, working for you.
An unusual opportunity for our area, how Virginians were able to get a glimpse of the Northern Lights.
Plus, a major music festival not returning to Southwest Virginia. The decision from Blue Ridge Rock Fest to cancel this year's event while they still work to get people refunds.
And federal funding is coming to the Star City. How the money will be used for affordable housing and preventing homelessness.
Good Saturday morning, everyone, and thank you all for waking up with us for your weekend edition of Virginia Today. I'm Duke Carter.
And I'm Lindsay Kennett. Let's get a check of our forecast with meteorologist Chris Michael. So today looks pretty okay, but tomorrow could be even better.
I would say today's decent and tomorrow's really good. Yeah, I think you're right on. Starting out a little bit on the cool side. Temperatures in the 40s right now. Blacksburg is at 45, Martinsville 42, Roanoke 48, a mix of clouds and sunshine so far this morning. So we start out maybe with a light jacket, something to that effect, maybe a hoodie. Then as we head into the afternoon, you see a few showers sparking out ahead of this cold front. It's not going to cool things down very much, but kind of acts as a mechanism for these showers to develop. After about 2 or 3 p.m., they're not going to be widespread either. They're going to be quick. They're going to be sporadic. No need to go canceling outdoor plans today. High temperatures in the Roanoke Valley, they'll be between about 68 and 72 degrees. Then overnight, it's cool once again. We'll need the jackets for Mom first thing in the morning. Across the board, lows about 45 to 51 degrees. So aside from some sporadic showers today, we're feeling good about the Mother's Day forecast, especially heading into the afternoon tomorrow. And then we head into next week, at which point the pattern looks pretty unsettled. We'll show you the days that stand a better chance of rain. That's coming up in just a little bit.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Well, we had an unusual opportunity for our area. Last night, we could see the Northern Lights.
And we got some pretty cool, awesome pictures submitted via Pinnet. Thank you all for submitting that. This one was taken by Laura Wilson from her backyard in Buchanan.
And Buchanan seemed to be one of the sweet spots out there for sure. Another one coming in from Gary Cochran. This was along the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I believe that was near Vinton. A lot of greens and purples out there. Really cool.
So pretty.
Yeah.
And last, we have this picture sent in by a user out in Rustburg. And Chris, you also got to see the Northern Lights.
Yeah, so I went to the Blue Ridge Parkway. The Great Valley Overlook is like one of my favorite places there.
What time of this?
This was
just curious.
This was 1:45 in the morning.
Just curious. Just wanted to make sure.
We're totally running on fumes.
Just wanted to make sure, folks. All righty.
We're surviving, not thriving this morning. But let me tell you, man, it was cool. Like, I got up there, and you didn't need any time for your eyes to adjust. You saw the green. Occasionally, you would see the little bit of red. A lot of these photos you're seeing, it's with the long exposure settings on the iPhone camera. Still amazing, though.
Yeah.
And I've seen reports out of Florida and California.
That far south, okay.
That
and
they've
west.
been, yeah.
Okay.
So this was a very rare instance, but nonetheless, thank you guys for kind of sharing that experience with us. You've sent in your pictures. All of them are great.
Yeah.
We're featuring a few, not just on air, but in this article on WSLS.com. Keep them coming. We'll keep sharing them.
Chris, did you take any pictures?
I did, yeah. I posted one to Facebook, Instagram, and what is it, X or Twitter, whatever we're calling it now.
That's fine, yeah.
So I took one or two and posted those.
We'd like to see them in your weathercast. I want to see what it looked like from your view, from your perspective.
Yeah, we'll do. Okay? Yeah, I'll put a picture.
I don't put you on the spot. I apologize.
No. That'll come up at 7:17 this morning.
Thank you kindly. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Chris. Well, we have learned this year's Blue Ridge Rock Festival has been canceled. Organizers released a statement yesterday on Instagram that reads in part, after thorough consideration and discussions between both parties, we have mutually agreed that hosting the festival in 2024 is not feasible at this time since we are still awaiting a resolution for 2023. As we've previously reported, last year the festival was canceled halfway due to weather, but some concert goers and former staff claimed it was due to unsafe conditions. As of now, some ticket holders have not received refunds for 2023.
It's been just over a year since 6-year-old Kingston Campbell was shot and killed while playing video games inside his home. And as of right now, police say no arrests have been made in that case. But now there's a way to make sure people feel safe in their neighborhood. Peacemakers started the Safe Streets program, which includes installing security cameras on homes where there have been violent crimes. Leaders say so far they have installed 60 cameras at homes all across Lynchburg to help solve shooting incidents and domestic violence incidents in the city.
We just feel that an extra set of eyes is always important because, you know, that people are afraid to come out and speak about things.
Hunter says they have seen a demand. In fact, 25 people are on a wait list to get a camera.
The Peacemakers are also hoping to reduce crime through the group's first ever Peace Week. It kicked off with a job fair Friday morning. Today, there will be a town hall meeting to discuss crime, violence, and neighborhood revitalization. Then tomorrow, they'll honor mothers and domestic violence and crime survivors. 10 News spoke with a survivor who joined the group after suffering abuse.
Being a part of this and kind of focusing towards the domestic violence part is helping me get through my process.
Meanwhile, the president, Sean Hunter, says the Peacemakers want to reduce crime.
We feel that in order to deal with this, you got to go to where it's at. The crime and violence is in the street. So that's where the Peacemakers are at. We are in the street and we are out here making an impact in our community.
Volunteers tell us they want people to think before reacting to violence.
Federal funding is coming to the Star City. This year, Roanoke expects to receive about $2.5 million from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, also known as HUD. Now, that money that's going to be used for affordable housing, preventing homelessness, and public services, along with new development.
Some of that is for rehabilitation of vacant structures to turn into a place where somebody could live, but it also provides funding for homeowners who may not be able to do appropriate repairs and rehabilitation on their homes.
That money will also be distributed to more than 20 organizations like Family Service of Roanoke Valley, which hopes to provide free counseling to people living in local housing projects.
New on Virginia Today, more people will soon qualify to apply for Supplemental Security Income, or SSI. That's thanks to a new rule that expands the definition of a public assistance household. Starting September 13th, those households will include families receiving SNAP payments, at least one SSI recipient, and at least one other household member who receives public income maintenance. Officials say the expanded definition will not only help more people qualify, but it will also increase payment amounts for some recipients. It can even reduce reporting burdens for people living in public assistance households.
Hope for healing. That's the goal of a new addiction recovery house in Roanoke. Fort Truth's Recovery cut the ribbon this past week with the help of First Lady Suzanne Youngkin. And they house 8 men at a time, chosen through an application process, and they'll live together in recovery, helping each other along the way with the guidance and oversight of trained professionals. Co-founder Christine Wright hopes it helps people realize addiction recovery is more than just what meets the eye.
There's so much more to recovery than just abstinence from drugs. And this model is really around that whole person wheel, holistically healing someone in all aspects.
Fort Truths hope to open a similar house for women and children in the fall.
The Toms Creek Basin in Blacksburg will be undergoing a transformation, and city leaders want to hear from you. Officials met this week to go over initial development plans for the mostly undeveloped site. They tell us while that meeting was just one of the first steps in the project, it's important to set a plan of action to keep the process organized and cohesive.
And we know over time it's going to get developed, but we wanted to do it in a way that makes sense for our community. So this will help kind of shape that and preserve a lot of those features that we love about the basin, but also balance that out with some of our other needs as a community.
Leaders say they plan on having informal meetings for residents over the summer and already have an online forum. You'll find a link to that on our website.
Well, you're not going to get tired of hearing and seeing about this, so we're going to keep telling you. So the countdown is on for the Blue Ridge, first ever Blue Ridge Games. That starts August 12th, and it's going to include activities like fishing, hiking, and even a scavenger hunt.
I'll take over.
Thank you.
All you have to do is share photos of your outdoor adventures through Pin It to earn points and compete for prizes. The registration opens July 1st, and we want as many people as possible to participate. It's going to be so much fun. We'll have more information about how you can sign up on our website, WSLS.com.
All righty. Thank you, Linz, for that catch. Ready, folks, coming up, new discoveries at UVA School of Medicine. The research looking into new treatments for cancer.
Plus, dealing with grief on a day of celebration. How experts say you can handle loss on Mother's Day.
And we're starting out with temperatures in the 40s. Some of us may need the heat on in the car first thing this morning. Not so much by the afternoon as we make it into the upper 60s and lower 70s. We'll show you where we see some showers, plus how things are looking for Mother's Day that's coming up in a few minutes.